so let's get on with it. I have some of my ingredients here. I'm going to be using just some chopped up onions, peppers, and I've got coriander here, I've got some tomatoes there, and I've got my sausages, and I've got some eggs. So first things first, take our eggs and crack it onto a bowl, or whatever you want to crack it onto. Right. Okay, so we've cracked our eggs, and I'm going to do is I'm going to add some salt and black pepper to it. I'm just going to estimate this. I'm just going to take some salt here so I don't add too much, and just sprinkle it on and just see, really eyeball it basically. And I'm just going to give that a good old mix. The hash browns will take about 15 to 20 minutes in the oven, so I've decided to pop them in the oven before I make the eggs. Here, my eggs, my peppers that I showed you, and some onions. To cook my eggs, I'm going to use some coconut oil because of all the many health benefits you guys, I'm sure, already know about. It's nothing new, so I'm going to use maybe half a teaspoon, and then I'm just going to let that melt. While that's melting, I'm just going to move the pan around so it coats the whole pan evenly. What I'm going to do now is take my mixed peppers and onions and just pop them in. Okay, so this heat is really low, so I'm going to pop it onto the back one. So I'm going to add a little bit more coconut oil because I feel like it could be a bit oilier. I don't know, it's just a bit dry. So I'm just going to stir this a little bit until it gets a little bit soft. So I'm going to let it cook for maybe 2 minutes. You don't want to let this sit, you want to keep stirring. And as you can see, it's becoming a little bit brown, which is just what you want. And right about now, I'm going to turn the heat off because this is how I want it to be cooked. You can see the onions have been sauteed, and this is just how cooked I want it. I basically check how the onions are cooked. If the onions are cooked, then that's when I stop because I don't want my peppers to be too soft and soggy. I want it to have a bit of crunch in them. So what I'm going to do now is actually put this mixture back to where it came from, which is this little tub. Put it on. This time you want to make it like medium low heat. You don't want to burn your eggs, which is what we're making. Take some more of that coconut oil and dash some onto here. So what I'm going to do now is get my egg and pop it into the pan. And when you see the sides bubbling like that, what you want to do is basically just grab it and then do that and tilt the pan, well, whatever it is that you're cooking with, slowly so the egg can get to that. So this is how you make your perfect omelette. Okay, that's what I do. Right, so you get the idea. When the edges become that color, just tilt it. And you want to do this on low heat because you don't want to burn your eggs. The last thing you want to do is have burnt eggs. And then what I'm going to do is take some of this mixture and just drop it on top. On top, I'm gonna just tilt it over. You see that? Then just slide it back. Okay, so now that you've removed your eggs from your pan, you don't need to put any oil in it whatsoever because the bacon we're using, yes, bacon, but it's halal bacon, so it's all good, has a lot of oil and fat in it. So there it is. Just gonna open that up. I've got my heat on medium high. So I've got my strips here, and I'm just going to pop them on. So you cook that until it becomes brown and golden underneath, and then just repeat the same process on the other side. Okay, so I've turned them once, and As you can see, they're golden brown and they're still bubbling and sizzling. Can you see all of that oil on top of it? I've not added any oil, so you don't need to add anything. Now I'm going to take it off and just put it on a plate with some tissue on it. And I'll show you guys what I'm going to do for the last final step. Finally. Pop it right back on there. Good stuff, like you can never get enough, okay? So coconut oil in there, and I'm going to make my sausages now and just fry them basically. You don't need to add too much, like you don't need to deep fry them. You can do them in a healthy way, so try that, it's better for you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is pop my sausages on one by one, and it's on low heat, by the way, in case you're wondering, until they're nicely browned and golden. Then I'll show you guys what that looks like. I'm so excited to eat this. Guys, how long is the process of making English breakfast? So long, but it's so worth it. It's so delicious. Yeah, so as you can see, the eggs I made, it's not usually your English breakfast kind of egg, but I just like omelette with like vegetables in it. I think it just tastes so much better, but everybody has their own preferences. Make your eggs the way you like them. And now I'm just waiting on my sausages. Put them back in the oven because I just like them more golden than this, and I don't know, I like everything like burnt. Okay guys, so I've been flipping them slowly, so if it gets golden brown until they're all pretty much the same color. This is on high heat. I'm just gonna take some black pepper and salt and season them. I've got my coffee right here. Coffee. Tastes amazing. Okay, so here's what the delicious food looks like, and I'm about to pour some beans right on top. Okay guys, so I have my plate of food right here and I'm about to tuck in. So yeah, do you know what, whenever I watch cooking videos and people don't try the food, that really annoys me. Try the damn food, okay? Because that's